full story. The party started like any other, cheap balloons strung unevenly, cupcakes perched on paper plates, chatter filling the gaps between fluorescent lights. Emma adjusted the bow at her waist again, smoothing down the pleats of a dress she had chosen herself, careful not to wrinkle it before the guests arrived. She was 9. She had practiced poise in front of her mirror, rehearsed how to carry herself in the world without apology. Then Madison spoke. The words cut sharp and fast. What are you now, Irangi? It looks CHEAP. That's where poor people shop. Your mom's a no RSE. Nurses don't make rail money. Go sit by the TRASH. That's where people like you belong. Emma froze. Her hands hung stiffly at her sides. The words were childish, but the precision of them, the rehearsed cruelty, made it land heavier than any adult insult ever could. Laughter bubbled from some corners of the room, flickering, then dying as the adults froze in place. They had heard it, had chosen not to intervene. Emma's small feet shuffled toward the trash can. Not a run, not a protest. Just obedient movement that broke the narrator's heart more than tears ever could. The narrator's body stiffened. She felt the old calculations, the ones she had practiced over years of subtle family jabs, the jokes about real money, the casual demeaning of labor of effort, protect the peace or protect the child. Before, she had swallowed the bite. This time, the knife went into her daughter. She walked forward, measured, calm on the outside, but raging silently inside. Her husband hesitated, caught in that familiar tension between comfort and confrontation. The room remained socially intact, smiles still pasted in place, conversations still murmuring, but the moral core had hollowed out. Helen spoke. 92, frail in body but not in presence, she called for attention. Everyone sit, she said, quietly, tone that pulled the room's attention as surely as a tide. A family meeting. Not dramatic, not theatrical, just procedural. Helen asked Madison to repeat what she had said. Madison's lips parted, then closed. Silence. Helen repeated it for clarity, for weight. She spoke next of work, labor, and dignity. She named nursing specifically, emphasizing that respect is not tied to income, but to effort and character. She scanned the room, eye contact with each adult who had stayed quiet. No yelling, no finger pointing. Just inventory, precise and deliberate. Then the external consequence. Helen announced a change to her estate planning. Contributions to future educational funds would now be tied to demonstrated respect within the family. Not wealth, not social position, character. The shift was quiet, undeniable. Parents stiffened. Madison's mother scrambled for damage control. Helen did not negotiate. Emma was invited to sit beside her, not as a spectacle, but as a statement. Proximity became protection. The narrator did not celebrate. She felt exposed and wary. Validation had come, but through someone else's authority, someone else's leverage, unsettled her that it took a will, decades of accrued influence, to make the adults listen. After the meeting, apologies were whispered, awkward and incomplete. Emma listened, but did not fully accept them. There was something new in her posture, less eager to perform, more aware of the weight of other people's words. On the drive home, the narrator reflected on her own silence in past years, wondering whether borrowed dignity, borrowed leverage, was still dignity at all. She held her daughter's hand lightly, letting her feel the calm that followed chaos, subtle lesson that restraint and strategic timing can be forms of protection. At home, Emma hung her dress carefully in the closet. The fabric had survived something, not just the party, but the judgment, the casual cruelty, the silence of bystanders. It was small, quiet, and entirely hers. The power had shifted, but restrained, earned through authority, not aggression. No celebration, no dramatic vindication, just a recalibration of who would define worth in that room. And somewhere in that subtle victory, the narrator and her daughter began to understand that dignity, once borrowed, could eventually feel real if held carefully, patiently, with restraint.